1. The recording is live. So first of all, what is this session all about? So this is all about prompt engineering. What it is, how to write prompts, everything will be covered in much more detail. Now let's begin with this. Again, it will be 100% practical session. The things which we are going to learn from scratch, we are going to apply right there and there. So do not worry about that. Second thing, the community is becoming big and big, and there might be few people's disco. They are like, Hardik, I've not got my family members access. I have not got my 365. I have not got this. I have not get that, or nothing to worry. I meet you guys every week. I solve your queries every week. I'm not going anywhere. We are going to keep meeting every week, but these things keep on happening. So do not get disappointed. I am here to give you support as well. So all these queries will be entertained today itself towards the last of the session. Across the session, I would like you to learn this, have interactions on this, have queries on this. If you're learning something new, just give me mind blow moments in the Zoom chat. I'm going to keep you teaching new things every week. Okay? Now let's get started with this beautiful skill, which is prompt engineering. Why there is so much hype around it, why it is becoming a essential skill like Excel, which should be there in your resume. It does not matter if you're working in HR, sales, marketing, finance, any other department out there. This is an essential skill, and I'm going to prove you that today. So keep this in mind towards the start of the session. On recording, I'm saying that this is the essential skill which every professional needs, whether irrespective of their profession. Okay? Now towards the end of the session, I'm going to take a confirmation of that, am I true or not, and you guys will be confirmed the same. Now this particular PDF is with me, and this particular PDF I'm sharing with you right now in the Zoom chat. And as you know, I share practice materials in the WhatsApp group as well. So if you're joined in through your some mobile phone or something like that, no issues. You can click on the link and you can download the practice material. If you're joined in live with on a laptop from a learning perspective, let's learn it together. And if you're joined in through a mobile phone, it's absolutely fine. Now let's just get started with this beautiful skill of prompt engineering. So this is table of content, general overview. Now let's first start with what is prompt engineering. Now what does that mean? So guys, this is all technical, like technical things written in a PDF, because I wanted to make this PDF so superb that if even after 2 years you are going to come back to this lecture, you should able to remember everything. So this PDF has been made, will be given to you, already given to you along with this recording. Now what is prompt engineering? If I just ignore this technical terms which are appearing on your screen, which are all theoretical, just to explain you as always in a very simple language. So let's consider there are two things. One is a individual, just like you and me, which is a human or any other professional or any other person out there. Second thing, on our second side of the dimension or spectrum, there is something called as LLMs. Now I'm going to use this term very frequently. It is called as large language models. So I'm going to use this term, which is called as LLMs. Right now, the most famous LLM in the market is none other than ChatGPT. So I'm going to take that as an example, because that is something which can literally help you do all the things in your office. Now, Hardik, what is prompt engineering all about? You have told us that there are two persons, there are two things into the spectrum. We get that. Now, if this person, the individual, wants to coordinate, communicate, or take any output from this particular thing, which is a LLM, which are also called as virtual assistants, chatbots, chat GPT, bard AI, claude AI, many other things are many other recently we saw about that particular thing, which is Bing AI. Any other LLM out there, any other chatbot out there which is powered by artificial intelligence, if you want to get something out of it, you need to give something. What is that? Those are called as prompts. In simple language, it is called as inputs. So you need to give some inputs to get the outputs. Now we are going to take one level at a time. We are going to go into deeper levels of prompt engineering as well. But just for your knowledge purpose, let's say at some discussion, if someone is asking you in future, what is prompt engineering? So let's see the technical definition of that as well. So prompt engineering is the process of designing and optimizing. Now you might be wondering, how the designing, I get it, that I need to write something, but what does optimizing means? That is something how to optimize or how to revise your original prompt. And do not worry if you find it technical. We are going to take everything as an example, and we are going to learn everything in this session. So coming back to our definition, prompt engineering is a process of designing, optimizing prompts using natural language processing, NLP models, also called as large language models, such as ChatGPT, chatbots, and virtual assistants. This involves crafting prompts that are clear, very important, concise, again important, and effective. This is something which will get you the desired response. Now, this is the technical definition of prompt engineering. Now, let's move to the second topic, which is called as three principles of prompt engineering. Guys, this is something, please do not miss out on this. Please be super duper attentive with respect to this. If you're someone who is joined in late and you're wondering, Hardik, where is this particular PDF, sending you again in the Zoom chat, click on that, keep it open. Not opening due to some technical issues, do not worry, will be sent in the WhatsApp group on your number as well. Okay. Now let's deep dive into three principles of prompt engineering. Now we are sorted at the base level, at the very first level of this particular learning. What is prompt engineering? That is sorted. I get it. There is something which is input and something which I get it as output. Now let's deep dive into multiple variables, multiple factors that I talked about. Now, first of all, let's capture the first thing in this whole equation, that is input. Now, input needs to be having three core principles in it. It can have either combinations of two, or it can either have a single purpose, single principle. But out of these three, one should be always and always there to get the best output out there. First of all is be specific. Now, what does that mean? The more criterias you give, the more focused the output will be. Now you will be like, Hardik, it's not making sense. What does that more criteria and more focused? If I give more criteria, it will get confused. Now, so I need to write a very simple prompt in a single line. No, that is not the case with large language models. Now let us understand why they are called as large language models. This particular models are trained on thousands and thousands of data sets and with different parameters out there. So in order to make them understand what do you exactly want out of this whole ocean, you just want a small bucket of water, right? So you need to make them understand that what do you actually want. So that is the reason you need to give them more criteria. And do not worry if you're someone is like, Hardik, it's a too much complicated session for us. Do not worry about that. We are going to cover each and every example. But now this is something which is like a skill which is very essential at the beginning of artificial intelligence era. That is the reason I've studied so much on it and I've created so much great notes for you guys. So you learn all of it right from the basics up to the advanced level. That is something we are going to do. Now, first is be specific. More criteria, more focused output will be. Then walk in steps. If you guys have seen any of the examples where they do something called as prompt revisions, you might have call it as prompt engineering, but those are called as prompt revisions or prompt interactions. What are those? First of all, you say what do you want to do. For example, analyze the data for me. ChatGPT will say yes. Then then you will give it a data. ChatGPT will say, I got the data, I got the idea. Then you will tell, can you please analyze the data? ChatGPT will be like, sure, this is the analysis. Now, ChatGPT, can you create 5 insights out of it? Done. Can ChatGPT create a report out of it? Done. So this is called as walking in steps with large language models. If you're someone who's thinking like, in the first go, I'm going to put up the letters, analyze the data. I'm going to give the data also. I'm going to tell it to create insights also. I'm going to tell it to create a Word doc. That is not something how large language model works. You need to be walking in steps. And this is something, again, we are going to see through a practical approach via real-time basis. We are going to use ChatGPT in front of you, and I'm going to make you understand with respect to that as well. Then the third one is iterate and improve. Reworks the input and ChatGPT will improve its own output as well. So this is the beauty of this. Why, like on a second by second basis, ChatGPT is going to improve better and better. Why? There is no downfall in that, because this is something works on artificial intelligence. Why it is called as artificial intelligence? It has its own intelligence. It knows what are the mistake I'm doing. If the end user, that is the person who is giving input, if it's giving an input that it's not satisfied, it is not the relevant output that he or she was looking for. So it will understand that particular thing and it will capture that in its memory, and that is how it is going to increase, or that is something it is going to make the outputs better. So these are the three core principles of prompt engineering. So this is something which was the start of the session. We saw what is prompt engineering, and we saw what are the three core principles of prompt engineering. Just to sum up, it's be specific, work in steps, iterate and improve. So these are the core three principles. Have you got clarity with respect to these two aspects that we covered in the start of the session? Can I get a yes for the same in the Zoom chat? Opening the Zoom chat for everyone. Can I get a yes for the same? Perfect. That's great. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Not a single no. That's great. Where to use this? I'm going to come on that. Do not worry. Just stick to the topic and be with me. This is a very complicated topic and I will make my best attempt to teach you guys. Okay. If you're someone who is joined in late, take the prompt engineering PDF again, will be sent also. Thanks. Okay. Closing the Zoom chat. Let's move ahead with the table of content. Now, Hardik, I get it. What is prompt engineering? I have a very basic idea and a fair idea about prompt engineering. I also know what are the core principles of prompt engineering. Now let's begin the actual journey. What makes a good prompt? As it is written in a very simple English language, what makes a good prompt? I get it. Prompt is an input. I get output. All of that. I get it. But what makes a good prompt? Now, these are the 4 to 5 key things which we are going to use in our coming examples that will make your prompt, what we can say, apart from all other people who are just writing simple one-liner things in ChatGPT and they have that kind of opinion that it is not useful, it is not the future, it gives generic answer. I'm going to prove you right in front of you with two different prompts, writing one single line, getting a generic prompt that all the world, all the other people are talking on internet or social media, and the things while working with prompt engineering knowledge, how you can get the best output also. We are going to cover that as well. Now let's go ahead. What makes a good prompt? Great outputs all comes down to the data the model was trained on and its parameter and goods prompting. So these are the core three fundamentals of a prompt. What is the data it's trained on? For ChatGPT, for free version, guys, it's till 2021 September. So this is the data it's trained on. So this is this is something knowledge you as a prompt engineer should be having. And for ChatGPT, which is the 99% of the where we are going to use it, this is the data you should remember. Second, it's parameter. What are the parameter it has trained on? So this is something we do not know, but this is something which Open AI has taken care of. So we do not have to worry about that. The third thing, which is the most important thing, that is something out of three elements, that is something which is in our control, and that is the important one, which is called as prompting. Now, prompting is giving the input. So these are the three key areas of a good prompt. The data which is on trained on, for example, in ChatGPT, the data is trained on till September. Second thing, it's parameter which OpenAI has taken care of. We do not have to take or look into that. And the third thing is prompting. These are the three things, three key elements of a good prompt. Since we can only control one of this, which is that, yes, you are right, it's prompting. Here's what a good prompting boils down to. So this is a quick summary of a good prompt, and then we will start with the main prompting steps as well. So first of all, as I said, clear and concise language. You do not have to use any hi-fi fancy word that I have seen many professionals have habit of using in their professional emails. That's fine. But with respect to large language model, I would suggest, and that is something which has come out through study, also detailed scientific study, that you need to be very clear and concise and use a language which is very simple to understand, which is very direct and unambiguous. That is point number one. Guys, make sure you remember these points because I'm going to ask you questions on basis of that when you are show you example, which are those particular things. So you need to remember this. Okay. Now, the second thing is persona. So if you're someone who is like a very a person who has part of my community from long back, you know, we have used multiple times persona based prompts. And if you're someone who has recently joined the community, the persona based prompt is act as XYZ, act as a copywriter, blah, 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 all those things. Then the information and examples. Now you might be wondering, Hardik, can we put up examples? Can we give information to ChatGPT as well? And what if it just have information till 2021? How we can give information, additional information, our personal information, our personal thinking capacity? How what is the way I write my things, or what is the way I think? That is something which is going to blow your mind, guys. That is something we are going to look into that as well. Then a specific task, which I am pretty much sure that many of you have already experienced. If you are someone who's a basic user of ChatGPT, hey ChatGPT, help me with this, help me with that, write an email, write a macro, XYZ things. Then last one is refinement. And this is something which is the crux part of prompt engineering, also called as prompt revisions. It is actually not it's a one of the element of prompt engineering, but people called it as prompt engineering as a whole. That's not the case. And that's the knowledge you're going to get it as we move forward. So these are the 4 or 5 things which you need to understand, which you need to remember. And we are going to link this particular things to the example which you are going to learn. Clear and concise. This is the number one quality of prompt. Do not use fancy language. Do not be unambiguous, something like that. Persona based prompts, give it a character. We are going to look into that. Information and example. This is something which is quite interesting. How you can give your information, personal information, how the way you think, how the things, how you like to work, everything can be done. Specific task, very basic, very generic. Many people have done it. We are going to cover that example as well. And last but not the least, refinement. How to refine a prompt, how to refine your input to get the best output out there. We're going to look into that as well. Now let's go ahead with main prompting steps. Then we will go to examples and all of that as well. Guys, please remember this, and that is the reason I've created a clear, concise PDF, and I'm going to give it to you as well. This is again the second most important part after understanding what are the key elements of prompt, what are the principles, what makes a good prompt. The next thing is prompting steps. Okay, then first is defining the goal. Now, Hardik, here's I think a little bit confusion. First, we saw what makes a good prompt. Now, what do you mean by main prompting step? What is the difference between the both? I'm pretty much sure many people might be having these questions. So this you can say it as a categories, and we are going to look into that. When you see the example, you will be able to understand properly. But the first was a kind of a subset of this particular topic. Okay, just to give you a clear picture there. So first of all, define a goal or a problem. Clearly articulate what you want ChatGPT to help you with. And this is something which we have been doing unconsciously, or we do not have knowledge that we are doing something like that. That is something we are going to get clarity on. Use relevant keywords and phrases. Now, just to give you one example here, let's say if you're a data, let's say I want to write a script. This is a cool example that I've personally tried. Let's say there is someone who is a copywriter. So I'm going to write a general thing where I do not have any knowledge of prompt engineering. I'm going to write, hey ChatGPT, write a Facebook script for my workshop, which is on PowerPoint, for example. So got it? This is example one. Second example, if you know the prompting framework, the framework which you need to follow for a good prompt, I'm going to use relevant keywords and phrases. So how I'm going to approach ChatGPT here to get the best output possible? First of all, I will give it a persona because it's very important. Act as a senior copywriter who has knowledge on all the viral ad scripts out there, which has performed very well, which has given the best ROI. So do you see the difference in the first line only? But no, wait, we are not going to stop there. Then I'm going to use the second framework, use the relevant keywords and phrases. Then I'm going to tell it, write a Facebook ad script on Microsoft PowerPoint, which is the number one presentation tool out there. Now, if you're wondering, Hardik, what are the relevant keywords and phrases? The relevant keyword is I'm telling it to write on Microsoft PowerPoint. Hardik, what is the phrase here? Number one presentation tool. So it will think in that particular sense only. It will not go to Google Slides. It will not go to AI tools out there. It will not go to Canva for presentations, nothing like that. It will stick to the core topic, which is Microsoft PowerPoint, and it will act and it will think in terms that Microsoft is the superior tool. It does not matter if it is or not. That is a separate discussion. We can have a discussion on. But our purpose is I want to showcase to the whole world that PowerPoint is the best presentation out tool. And that is something I want to create. So that is the use case of using relevant keywords and phrases, which we are going to again check with examples. Third thing about main prompting step is writing the prompt, which is the most obvious thing. Craft a concise prompt that clearly communicates the information and task. Now, task you might be aware of that, write a email, create a macro, write a apology letter, or write a blah 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 bunch of different things. But you might be not aware of information. That is something I will cover with an example. So that is something you will be able to understand in a best possible way out there. Fourth thing is test, evaluate, and irritate. Now, what is that? That is something again is a part of prompt revision. As I told, it's a subset of prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is the main branch. There are multiple things: focus prompt, generic prompts, prompt revisions. A bunch of things are there. Everything is going to covered here only. Do not worry. Do not have to go anywhere else. Now let's go ahead with prompt priming, and this is where we start with examples as well. Now, Hardik, what is prompt priming? Again, a subset of prompt engineering. Consider prompt engineering as the whole thing. Prompt priming, prompt revisions, frameworks are all the different branches of this. So prompt engineering is in the center. Then if you can visualize the organization chart, that is something it will look like. Now I am pretty much sure 99.99% of the people have never ever heard about this thing, which is because it's so technical that people do not discuss about these things, but they unconsciously use this thing. So it's for your knowledge. If you want to become an expert in prompt engineering, you should have this kind of knowledge. What is prompt priming? So let's first see the definition, then we will see and understand with a practical example. Priming refers to a practice of providing some initial input to the model, which is that large language model. In our example, I'm going to use ChatGPT before generating a response. Now, this is the number one step of getting into the chat with the chatbot. The initial input is intended to guide the model, which is large language model, towards generating a response that is more relevant and coherent with the user's intended output. So this is something where I'm not here to looking for a generic answer. As a prompt engineering expert, as a someone who is expert in this field, my attempt is to get the best output out there compared to my competitors or my colleagues or whatever the case is. You can input entire pieces of text you have written for ChatGPT to be trained on. So let's get into the examples. Without priming and with priming. Now this is where you will get an example. Where should I go to the next vacation? And I can give you in writing, and I'm pretty much sure there will be people like there who are writing prompts like this. And it's good if you are someone who's a beginner, but let's deep dive into now prompt engineering. Now see the difference. I would with priming. What is prompt priming? We are going to learn that. With priming, I would like to go on a trip with my wife and kids. The location should be tropical. We would love to close. We would love to be close to a beach. Okay. Okay. Now I will like to take a flight, which will be a one direct flight to whatever the location is from Lax. This is a person staying in that particular thing. In our case, we can write a direct flight to Bahamas from Mumbai, whatever the case is. I have a travel budget of $5,000. This is an example. If we talk in terms of rupees, you can say 2 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, whatever the case is, depending on person to person. Where should I go to my next vacation? How many got the difference between prompt priming and a generic question which people use and they think that ChatGPT is giving me generic answers? Let me know in the Zoom chat. If you've got the perspective here, what is prompt priming? Got it? That's it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. That's got it. Awesome. Awesome. What is AKA also known as? That's the short form of that. Perfect. That's great. Kamini, no, I don't think so. People are able to hear that. Perfect. Now, guys, stop. Stop. I will close the Zoom chat. We will get the recording of this 110%. Do not worry. I would like to ask you one question. Let's see how many people are able to get this thing right. If there's someone who is not able to get it, do not worry. This is something new, but this is just a test, which as a mentor, as a sir, I'm taking. So this my simple motive and approach here is to give you the best possible output there. Okay. So if there is someone out of the frameworks, out of all the frameworks which we saw above, which is the framework we are using in this priming method? Can someone tell me take 2 seconds of your time. There is no hurry. We have ample of time. I want you to go through this thing, both the things, without priming and with priming. Mein, what all things we are using here to make this prompt look better. If you remember, what makes a good prompt, there were 5 to 6 elements. I told you that I'm going to ask you questions on that. Think through this. And I also told you that, just to give you a hint here, that I also told you that that is something interesting. You might be not aware of that. We can do something like that. That is something we have used here. Think for 10 seconds. I'm giving you 10 seconds. Look at both the prompt. The screen is visible to you guys. Where should I go to the next vacation without priming? But with priming, we have done something which makes a good prompt. The elements of good prompt. We are working on a fundamental framework which is given by the developers of OpenAI. Think through it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and 1 second. I would like to see your response in the Zoom chat and let us see how many people are able to grab it. Clear and concise, very specific. Persona is not the answer. Specifications is not the answer. Clear and concise is not the answer. I have got the right answer from Manasvi. Manasvi is the first person who has given me the right answer. Rohit has given me the right answer. Okay. Kamini is the third person who has given me the right answer, and now many people are giving me the right answer. That's the good approach. I'm okay. Bunch of people giving me the right answer. The right answer is, let me take you to that particular thing. That is how you are going to understand. See this, guys. If you remember, I told you I will highlight it 2-3 times so it looks at a darker point. Can you see this? I was telling you how you can provide your personal information, an example to ChatGPT. Now, how many will agree with me that you have wife and children? That is something of personal information. What is your budget is your personal information. All of that. Mohan, I will look into that. Don't worry. How many agreed? How many got that? This framework works really well compared to a normal questions. Agreed, got it, got the perspective, learned something new. Perfect, perfect. Input is to there. That is something prompt is. That's correct. But it's very clear and concise too. Yes, that is. But the main thing here is your personal information. Everything is going to be persona, not persona based. Clear and concise it is going to be there, because that's the fundamental thing which is called as that you need do not have to use that fancy language or fancy words. So everything should be clear and concise. But the here crux part is your family is there, your kids and children is there. How does language model will think? Language model, let's say, how do I put this? Language model will not, for example, will not include the location Goa if you're going for a family thing. Just an example, because those things are for bachelor, nightlife, parties. So it will exclude those locations when you put up this kind of things. Got it? That's great. Perfect. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. That's great. Perfect, perfect. But in a general question also, we can give simple informations, Raghu. Yes, you can. But if you go through this approach, you will get the best output there. That is the whole game of prompt engineering, how to get the best output. If 100 people are trying, how you can be the one person who gets the best output among those 100 people. Chalo. Guys, things are going to get crazy. I want your 100% attendance. Okay? Now let's move to example number 2. I will close the Zoom chat and let's begin with our example number 2. Without priming, please create 3 potential titles for my new online course that teaches how to use AI, that is artificial intelligence. A good thing, nothing wrong about that, a generic prompt. But here our approach as a community is to become the top 1% in whichever field we are, in whichever company we are. So let's see with priming what difference we can make here. And again, start running your mind, guys. What is this? Please create 3 potential titles for my online course that teaches how to use AI. So this is something with respect to Raghu. Raghu, if you have said, see this, I have kept both the first line same here. But what priming will change here? See this. Here is an example of my recent course titles, X, Y, Z. Please emulate the styling and written formats. Video editing masterclass. Edit your videos like a pro. Cinematography masterclass. The complete videography masterclass. Have you got this? Have you got this? How you can now? I will ask this particular thing to everyone. What is the thing here? I will open the things because I know many people cannot remember. Out of these 4 things, which thing we have identified here? Which 2 things? There are 2 things here. Perfect. Perfect. Mansavi, right? Perfect. That's great. Perfect. That's great. All the people is giving me the right answer. Yes, it's 1 and 2. Yes, you are right. Yes, that's great. Information. Yes. Defining a problem and goal. Yes, you are right. Perfect. Yes, we are using relevant keywords and phrases. Now, guys, let's see how the output is also changing. Here also, I forgot to show you the output, priming output. How does it differ? One suggestion for your tropical family vacation within a budget of 5,000 would be Cancun, Mexico. Direct flights are available. You can find affordable flights, all inclusive packages starting from around 1,000 per person. Popular family activities, all of that given. Now, in this also see how the primary output is looking like. The priming output is looking like. The course name can be AI Mastery, the complete guide of using artificial intelligence, because that is something that is my approach. I've given you my approach to ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT is thinking in terms of my approach, how Hardik would write it. See, AI Mastery, the complete guide of using artificial intelligence. The AI expert learned to harness the power of artificial intelligence. AI Foundations, a step by step guide to using artificial intelligence. How many people got a perspective? How priming can change the output there? How ChatGPT can become a real assistant which can think in your terms. How many can got that perspective? Good one, got it. That's great. Awesome, Hardik. Thank you for this. Yeah, perfect. Yes, sir. I got the priming perspective. That's great. Lovely, great, 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 perfect, got it. Chalo. Not much deep, Deepak. 99% crowd is amazed by this. We are going to get in deep. Don't worry. Chalo, that's great, perfect. Now, again, moving ahead that. Okay, I get that, but how does this explains your goal? This is more information and example. No, this is my goal, na? Can you see this? Please create 3 potential titles. This is my goal. I want to achieve 3 titles wala target for my new course. That is a goal. That is a task. That is a target. That is be specific, the element, Hema. So in each and everything, my goal is there. See this. I would like to go on a trip. Going on a trip is my goal. But how to go it, where to go it, with whom to go it, that is a part of prompt engineering. Here also my goal was where should I go to next vacation. Here also the goal is same, but with more informations. Here we have uses, phrases, keywords. I write my thing, write this. I given my personal information. These are the part of prompt priming. Good question, and I hope I have given you the right information that you're looking for. Now, prompt priming is done. How we can use multiple frameworks. Now, let's see what simple prompt starters are. Now, guys, if you are completely amazed by now, just to tell you now, we are starting with prompt starters only. These are not advanced prompts. We are not even touched like 10% of prompt engineering. Now, let's get started with simple prompts. I have created a list of simple prompts which you can start using in your day-to-day life. But I would like to show you some more advanced thing also. So I would just go through this and you can use it on your own. Now see this. Outline below is the 30 concise simple prompts aimed at inspiring you to get quickly offering values. Now what are those? Defining the following terms, give a metaphor, elaborate on a purpose of, create a template for. This is something which I personally use. So for example, I handle operations and finances at Skill Nation. So operation, if you're someone is coming from that background, you know that operations is all about SOPs, all about delegation and all of that. So many a times I create a template for a SOP for a specific task. This is how I might create FOCs, all the prompt priming thing included, but this is the starter of the prompt. Such like this, let's say there is something which I recently used for my LinkedIn was see this. Uh, it was regarding a tweet. That is something which I've included here. Sum up the following book in a tweet. So this is, I changed it a little bit, that some of the following book, for example, Read That Poor Dad, for my LinkedIn post. Let's say you want to create a personal branding. This was a long back which I did to create my personal branding on LinkedIn. You can use this also. Compose five headlines for. This is something I use for my new courses in the market. Compose 5 headlines for artificial intelligence. Recently I've started how to do your data analysis with using AI, so I take help of ChatGPT for this kind of things. And more like this, there are 30 plus starter prompts which you can start using. I've tried to cover as many as possible, different fields, whether it be content writing, email writing for professionals, blah blah blah. I would request you, you will have this PDF. If you have joined in late, you will get it in the WhatsApp group as well. Go through this and start using this in your daily life. Now, this is something which comes from my experience, which is practical everyday prompts. And that is something I'm pretty much sure 99% of crowd would be looking for here. Okay. Now let's read the text which I have written for you. Outlined below are the series of practical prompts and frameworks that can be used for your daily work. And that is something which is the need of an hour, right? I want to use AI in my daily work, daily job, and which can help you become a Swiss knife of a company where you can do any kind of task in your company. And ideation. This are the designs. These are the design to provide a practical framework. We are going to look into the framework also. There are two types of framework: generic framework and focused framework. We are going to get there as well, for individuals seeking quickly enhance their productivity and creative output. The main thing here is productivity and creative output. Productivity is something you have already seen, or if you're someone who have not seen, we are going to look into that, how you can literally change the game using ChatGPT, because obviously it is 10x, not 10x, 1000x faster than us, more accurate because it's trained on the data. And creative output is for creative professionals. They sometimes have that kind of fatigue. They are not able to think through ideas and all of that. We are going to cover that as well. Now let's first cover the basic frameworks. These are basic frameworks. This is for brainstorming new ideas. This is something which I often use because I'm someone who, as an entrepreneur, has to do something new every day, every day, day in and day out, in order to stay relevant. So it's a very crux part of my daily life, how to generate new ideas, and I take ChatGPT ka help for that. So I've created a prompt formula here. Let's go through that. I'm looking to explore subject in a format. Do you have any suggestions on topic I can cover? So here's an examples for you. I'm interested in creating a Instagram page that covers travel. What ideas do you have on topics I could include, such as budget friendly destination and hidden gems to visit? Now, if you're someone who can think of in this prompt formula, which are the phrases, which are the key elements of a prompt I've used, can someone tell me? There are two to three if you can think of. Let me know in the Zoom chat. In this prompt formula, which are the key elements of a prompt that I've used? Yes, goal is there. Instagram page is a goal, right? Hidden gems are the phrases, right? Goal, refine, define, yes. Budget friendly and hidden gems, yes, you are right. Purpose is defined, 100% Instagram page, that's right. The task is also defined, which says create cover travels, yes, you are right. Budget friendly destination, yes, you are right. I'm interested in building a new helicopter. What is that, Sri Kumar? Perfect. Newsletter. Okay, newsletter. Okay, that's great. Perfect. Now on, I'm working on a newsletter that focus on technology. Can you recommend topics that would be engaging for my audience, such as latest gadgets and updates? So I will just turn off my highlighter and let's see how this particular things actually work. Now let's start with something practical. So I will go to this and let's say I will put up as it is. I'm using my free version. Do not have to go to upgrade your things. If you have good prompts, I will simply remove the extra spaces and let's see how ChatGPT is acting on this particular prompt. See this. I'm working on a newsletter that focuses on technology. Can you recommend topics that would be engaging for my audience, such as latest gadgets and software updates? See this. Certainly, here are some engaging topics for a technology focused newsletter that captures your audience interest. Blah, 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 all the topics covered. So, that is something how you can use this prompt frameworks in your day to day life. Perfect. That's great. Have you got it? My Zoom is properly Shweta. Chalo, can I get a yes for this practical example in the Zoom chat, please, so I can move ahead? Very useful. Yes, yes, perfect. Yes, Vic. I don't think I've joined in late. Let me see if I can send you the prompt ka framework right now. Here is the PDF. Okay? If you have joined in late, no worries. The any which ways recording is on. Thank you for the response. Let me Dr. Raghu, yes, that can be done. We are going to look into that as well. Is there any issue of plagiarism? No, Bharti, no. Closing the Zoom chat. Already explained, this works on generative AI. It's not something which is copy pasting content from the internet. Now copy generation. Let me first turn on my highlighter. Second thing is copy generation. Let's see the prompt formula here. I'm interested in type of text that highlights the benefits of subject. Please write, what is this asterisk mark? This is number of X. Please write 10 subject lines for me. Please write X number of things for me. Just a basic formula for me on subject. Now see this. In the type of text, I need an email campaign that shows the feature of my new product. If you're someone who's coming from a marketing domain, can you write one? As you can say, you can tell write three, you can tell write four, whatever the case is. For me, on the ease of use and affordability of that particular product, right? These are the features of my product, and I want you to write an email campaign for this particular person. You can define the person also. Here there is something which you can include to make this prompt good. If you remember, persona based prompt, you can tell it to write act as a marketing expert or a copywriting expert or a senior marketer, whatever the case is, whatever profession you can think of, you can assign that as well to make this prompt super useful. Let's cover the second example. I'm interested in a website page that outlines the benefit of a coaching services. Can you write one for me on the personalized approach and proven results of my coaching program? Chalo, let's see how this particular prompt works and how ChatGPT is acting for this particular prompt. Opening a new chat, copy paste, removing some extra spaces and clicking on enter. See this. Now, can you see how because of this prompt, you might have never seen this kind of headlines if you're working on ChatGPT on a basic level. But why you are able to see here? Because now I've told him to write about this particular thing in a website format. That is the reason it's highlighting the website headlines, giving you different what we can say headlines, sub headlines, just like in a word format. Now you have a similar approach has been taken here as well. Have you got it? How writing a prompt can literally change the output in with this particular example as well? Yes, perfect. Sneha, Mohammed, Puneet, Purnima, perfect. Sugata, Banerjee, Kamini, perfect. Chalo. Ansvi, Sachin, Raghuvendra, perfect. Chalo, that's great. Thank you for that. Now let's move ahead with our third thing, which again we at Skill Nation are using this prompt formula, which is with respect to client and customer. Let me turn on my highlighter. Client and customer support email. Now see this. I will go to the quickly go through the formula, prompt formula. I want you to act as a customer support assistant who is characteristics. In here, you can write who is analytical, who is polite, who is having a good English speaking skills, who is fluent in English, whatever characteristics you want to give, you can. How can respond to a text as a representative of a type company. So how you would like to respond as a representative of a tech startup? You can name your startup as well, no issues. It's a prompt formula. You can put up anything in that. To a customer who has experienced a bug while using our software. That is something which we are recently facing after using Supercharge Excel, to be honest, because we are new in that particular domain. Now let's use this particular prompt and let's see how ChatGPT is helping us. And if you're someone who has got this kind of support response from us, you now have got the logic from where we are writing this kind of good responses for a customer. See this. Of course, I will be happy to assist you, blah, 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 all the things. See this. Full steps are given to you in detail. One word can make a difference. Yes. Example. That's great. Guys, can you see this particular prompt which I right now got for customer support? Can I get a yes? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes, 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 yes. Eagle Eye Dinesh. Yes, I will do that. Chalo. Arey, I will look into that. Chalo. That's great. Perfect. Now we know who answers us. Kamini, chalo, you have got it. That's great. Perfect. Now let's move ahead with our fourth and fifth example. Then we will go to effective prompt revisions as well. Now generate analogies. You can use for generating apologies letters, emails also. I'm trying to better understand the concept of concept. Please help me understand this concepts by creating a practical and easy understand analogy. So I will go with this particular option. Let me see if anyone here has this particular knowledge. Guys, is there anyone who is a person from marketing domain have knowledge on SEO in the house? Okay, Hema is having knowledge. Vishwajit is having knowledge. Okay, two people in the house. NS is also there. Okay, chalo, let's see. Let's see how a good prompt can make a difference with respect to analogies as well to make you understand a concept better. Let's see this. Okay, Kamini is also there. So, guys, I'm going to read it quite loud. Certainly, search engine optimization can be compared as a setting up lemonade stand. Imagine you want to sell the best lemonade in town, but there are many other lemonade stand competing for customers. SEO is making your lemonade stand more attractive and visible to more people come to you instead of your competitors. Here's the analogy works. Stand location, keyword selection. Appearance is website design. Quality is your content quality. Signage is your meta tags and descriptions. Customer reviews is your backlinks. Price is your page speed and mobile friendliness. Customer engagement is your social media engagement. Competition analysis is your market research. Seasonal specials is your fresh content. Local versus national is your target audience. All the people like Nidhi Arora, technique stuff, Kamini, Akshada, Nidhi, NS, Hema, all those people. How many people think that this is a good way to learn something new? Super awesome. Hema is saying super awesome. Saurav Adhikari, this is amazing. Certainly, yes. Nidhi Arora, Akshada is saying cool. Kamini is saying true. Joy is saying wow, it is useful, amazing, great analogy. Perfect. That's great. This is exactly how we work for SEO optimized content. That's great. Lot of innovative ideas. Chalo. We don't have to apply our mind. No, Rupesh, that is not the case. This is where you are applying your mind to write a good prompts. And that is the difference between you and your competitors out there. Okay, someone is asking for the link again, sending you the link one more time. Now let's move ahead. We have covered this. Let me highlight this as well. So this is covered. Last is bulk copy creations. Now this is something for people who are in different domain. When there is content creation is needed, you have to strategize your content. You have to pull your content every day in day out. You can do that with this formula prompt here. Please come up with type of content for this particular platform, and these are the references. Please come up with 8 email newsletters for my investment side, someone coming from finance domain. That includes industry experts and data analysis. Please come up with 4 video scripts for my marketing YouTube channel that includes expert opinion and insights on digital marketing trends. This is the last thing which you can think of. There are a bunch of things you can think of. The possibilities are endless. I'm not telling anyone to get restricted to this examples only, but take these examples as the base of your learnings and start creating something new of your own. There is nothing like that. Guys, follow this only. These are the prompt formulas. You can create your own prompt formulas and do something like that. Now, coming to the favorite part of my session, which is the last part for today, effective prompt revisions. Now, these are again some examples. I need you to go through the same. I've created some Kickstarter prompts here, but let me take you from some examples here. Let's say 1 or 2 examples I will cover, which will fix our thing. Prompt revisions. Let me see capital. Okay, let me go with the first format and see this. Now, this is a part of prompt revisions and not prompt engineering. Please do not say anyone this is prompt engineering. This is part of prompt engineering, which is called as prompt revisions. Now see this. Now put the single most important keywords in bold formatting. Now you might not get that, but let me copy this and let me show you with one example. Come to ChatGPT and I will go to this particular thing. See this. This is a customer support response. I want to highlight keywords from this particular thing. I will simply write this prompt here. Now put the single most important keywords in bold formatting, click on enter and see what it gets. It's giving me the same output without a single word change, but can you see the difference? Where I want my customer to emphasize, I want my customer to look into that particular approach, that particular response, that ChatGPT has highlighted all of that with respect to me. Now I will just close the Zoom chat and let me give you some clarity here. Now see this. Let's say people tell me that how the Google is better or something like that. Let me show you this particular thing. Let's say you are writing this prompt on simple side. I often also use Google, no doubt, but see this. What is the difference now? I will show you this difference. This is the search report. Okay. I've got this. I've got this. This is URL XYZ done. Now I will go to, let's say, this particular thing, which is writing excellent customer service emails. Click here, go to the blog, all of that. Okay, this is done. No issues. One is ChatGPT, one is Google. One here you are getting output. Here also you are getting output. But prompt revisions, please remember this important term, prompt revision. This is again the second most learning for today after prompt priming. Prompt revisions is something which makes AI stand out, which makes Chat GPT stand out of Google. Now let's say you got this thing. Now guys, the biggest drawback here is in Google is it does not have any search memory. Now, do not tell me that Hardik, there is history. Let me complete first. It does not have any search memory. Now, let's say you wanted to highlight these things. You wanted to highlight these things. You want to copy these things, but you want Google to highlight, let's say, support team members and all of that. You cannot do that because it does not have any search memory. If you will again open a new tab and you will tell that this is the wording, this is the blog highlighted, it will not do it for you. This is why ChatGPT is having upper hand on Google, which helps you. Let's say you have searched something here, you have got the output, which is at the both the level. You are also getting output at Google, no doubt. But this is where the prompt revisions are making the difference. Now, can you see this? In the same chat history, you cannot go to some other chat history, first of all. In the same chat history, you can write, now put up the single most keywords in bold formatting. And this is where your prompt revision can make all the difference. See this. SEO like this. I will tell, can you please give me some other analogy? Let's say, for example, if someone would have told me, all Hema and other people who are working in Kamini, I think Needy, multiple people out there working in that SEO department. Hema is also there. And if they would have told me that Hardik, this is rubbish, this is bakwas, this is nowhere close to what we are doing. So I would have told ChatGPT, can you please give me some more analogies? Click on enter. And that is the power of ChatGPT. Now see this. This time it has taken an example of library. So library catalog is your keyword research. Book titles are your page titles. The book content is your quality content. Say, library signage is your meta tags. Recommendation cards are backlinks. And to be honest, just to be very frank, I have zero knowledge idea and zero idea about SEO. So I'm just learning a new thing here with respect to you guys, teaching you new prompts, and I'm learning about SEO also at the same time. That there is something called as library events, which is fresh contents. Library knowledge is your technical SEO. Library membership is your user experience. Library reviews is your online reputation. Blah 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 blah. Bunch of different things. So guys, did you got the perspective? Can I get a yes? Have you got the perspective why ChatGPT is having upper hand on Google right now, and why Google is doing all that, the red alert and red code with respect to ChatGPT? Have you got it? Have you got the biggest perspective here with respect to prompt revisions? How it makes a good, how it can help you do your research work and everything in a better way? Because it has chat history, and that is something, as my students, guys, I want you to tell anyone if he or she ask you why Google is not at the upper hand right now, because Google does not have search history. Do not tell me browser ka history, search histories, it cannot work on that. SEO mean it's search engine optimization. Awesome. Chalo, I tried for a project. That's great. This is a cool feature. Chat history. Yes. I had a bit idea about this. Chalo, that's great. Got it. ChatGPT is more way ahead. Yes. It's better than Google. Yes. Guys, it's again or both part and parcel of the game. Both you have, we as a working professional to ace our game, we have to use both. There is no doubt about that. But you as a someone who is mastering the skill, which is prompt engineering, you should be having knowledge, or you should be having perspective to do everything. You should know everything. Okay. Chalo, these are more things. Like, see, I could have used this particular prompt also. rewrite this to be more informal or formal. You can change the tone. You can change like if it's using many fancy words, you can tell it to write that email in a professional language, more formal, or in a fun language. You can choose the tone also. There are many prompts. I would love you guys to try it out on your own and let me know in the next live session if you have got it. So now let us just summarize what we have learned till now through table of content. So first we saw the overview. We saw the prompt engineering ka definition at the core of it. Then we learned about prompt priming, which is again a very important thing. Then we saw some simple starter prompts, then practical everyday prompts, and last but not the least, prompt revision, which was the most important concept out there. Going forward in the next live session, we are going to cover focused prompt frameworks and general prompt frameworks. How many are like, Hardik, this was super learning? I will take your subjective queries, but I want to get a feedback from all the people first here. Chalo, that's great. Joy is saying, loving this mentorship session live, everything new week, good session. It's eye opener, super, super, super nice and relevant, useful, super mind blowing, perfect. Learn a lot today. That's impressive, very effective, perfect. That's great. That's great. That's great. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That's great. That's great. New learning, perfect. Better you give, better you get. That's great. In one line. 1 hour passed like 5 minutes. Yes, I didn't even recognize that it's 1 hour. Perfect. Chalo, that's great. Now. This will definitely refine my search. That's great. Guys, I want a commitment from all the people who attended session. Please come in the next session also. Can I get a commitment where we are going to cover focused prompt frameworks and general frameworks? Yes. And guys, I want to see how many people are excited after covering 8 prompts. I want you guys to put up on your LinkedIn that you are someone who is a prompt engineering expert. You can have a debate or with anyone that you know a lot of things about prompt engineering. Not just the word, you need about prompt priming, you know about prompt revisions, you know about what makes a good prompt, you know about prompt frameworks which are focused, which are generic. Sure? That's great. Can I get this session? Yes, I will just turn off the recording now. Let me first cover one more thing, then I will turn off the recording. And how if I'm not engineer, it does not have you to have to be an engineer. Okay? Perfect. Uh, Chalo, that's great. Now, can I upload table and chat GPT right on it? Yes. Absolutely. Do we have certificate on prompt engineering? Okay. Perfect. Good session. Perfect. Yes, Eagle Eye Dinesh, you are right. Please share recordings of live session I missed out. It's already shared, Nair. Now, before I close the Zoom chat, before I turn off the recording, on recording only, I want to say now I'm going to talk about few things. Closing the Zoom chat. Thank you for all the people telling me good session. Thank you for that. One thing, if there is someone who is facing an issue to log in, is there anyone who is in the house facing any issue with the software Supercharge Excel? Is there anyone who has not received bonuses yet? Your timeline has passed and you are like, Hardik, where are my bonuses? Fourth person, is there anyone who's facing any issue with videos? And fifth person, which is the last query that might have, Hardik, I have paid my EMIs and I have done everything which you told me to do, but I have not got some courses in my account, or I'm not able to see the whole package in my account that you promised. All the 5 persons, all the 5 people who are having any kind of queries. So if you're someone who's recently joined our community, you might not be knowing, we do resolve our customer query through a systematic approach, which is called as form querying. Let me share the form ka link in the Zoom chat. Then I will open the Zoom chat for everyone. Here is your friend. Now, all those people, do not worry, do not get upset that you are not got your bonuses, any kind of queries with respect to technical things. Do not worry about that. You just have to fill up this form, and in the next 2 days, because like a lot of people have a lot of queries, I can understand that, and we have committed that we are going to give you all the support. So fill up this form. In this form, I will just open the form in front of you. It's a very simple form which says masterclass admin queries. put up your name. For example, let's say Manoj is there. Manoj ko kuch query. Manoj will put up the Manoj ka name in the batch number. Hardik, what is my batch number? I do not know that. Simply write your masterclass ka group name in which you get the links of live session, right? Put up that registered email address which you have given to us. If you do not remember, put up your best email address and WhatsApp number. WhatsApp number should be very, very relevant. Why, Hardik? Because this is how my team is going to reach out to you via WhatsApp to solve your query as soon as possible. If your query is already on email and due to some other reason, Hema was telling me that I have not received the response. Some things happen in this technical era. So guys, if you have missed out, we will follow up on your email and we will solve it as soon as possible. And if you want any support on your WhatsApp number, you have some screenshots, some technical things are going, you are not able to understand, my team will even got on a call. We will schedule a call. I will schedule a call with my team. You can come on a Zoom call, share a screen, show us your technical difficulties, queries on a screen, and my team will solve it also. So I'm trying to do my best thing possible to solve your queries, and I do not want you guys to get disappointed. Do not worry, I'm here to help you. All the 5 people, all the 6 types of people, or any other queries which I forgot to miss out also. Bonus se related, course se related, video se related, technical queries, forgot my password, I cannot see my courses. Hardik, my no one is responding my email, any kind of thing is. By the way, on emails, we are serving thousands and 10,000, 50, 60,000 students on a monthly basis. So it happens that our system also breaks. So this is something, is a new approach. Fill up this form and it's my responsibility, it's my 100% guarantee, before the next live session your query will be resolved. Okay, so I'm sending link one more time in the Zoom chat. Before opening the chat box, the chat box is closed. Fill up this point, take 1 minute of your time and sit back and relax. All the queries will be answered through this form via my team. My team will contact you. That's a word from my side. Now, opening the Zoom chat. In the Zoom chat, people will say done if you had this kind of concerns throughout the session and you are worried that what about this, what about that, you are like, done, Hardik, I'm like relaxed now that my query is going to resolve after fill up this form. You need to give me 2 days ka time, but because it takes a lot of time reaching out to via email, WhatsApp, all of that. So to solve your queries in the next 2 days, it will be get resolved. Okay, do not worry. Opening the Zoom chat and drop in a done if you are like completely satisfied. If you do not have. So Mansi was one person, Suvendu, Saurabh, Latika, Vimal, Diksha, Krishna. These people were having some queries. That's done. Okay. From Angola. What is Angola? Chalo. Then I filled the form. Chalo. Rashmi, yes, for the same, you need to fill up that particular form. Rashmi Dubey. Appreciate the systematic approach. Thank you, Sneha, for that. Chalo. A certificate ke liye bhi you can fill up the form if you are not received the certificate. Prabhu. Chalo. Now, please do not put up any subjective queries. I might miss it. I'm just seeing that particular thing. Chalo. Payment made just 2 hours back, so everything will be fixed, I guess. Raghuvinder, yes. Do not worry. Chalo. Hardik, Angola is a country in Africa. Oh, Vishal, that's great. You're attending live sessions for Africa. That's great. Chalo. Rahul Power, just fill up the form. It might happen. Kuch technical query होगा for that. कुछ सर्टिफिकेट, व्हाट सर्टिफिकेट विमल, इफ यू हैव अटेंडेड द वर्कशॉप और वर्कशॉप का सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिला है, फिल अप द फॉर्म फॉर द सेम, डू नॉट वरी. हेमा इज फिल अप, दैट्स ग्रेट. Darshan, please fill up the form. Guys, I'm repeating, I'm just closing the Zoom chat. Some people are asking, Hardik, which query should I ask? How can I say that? Like whatever query you have, you ask me. Some people are asking which is the certificate. Some people have not got the certificate. Some people are asking, what about adding family members? If you remember, I told you in the intro call, after 14 days, form will be shared. So family members ke liye, you need to fill up this form and give me your registered email ID. If we cannot confirm your payment, full payment, by the way, via that registered email ID, you won't get access, your family members can access. So for that also, you can fill up this form. And some people are asking, Hardik, is there something new to learn? I don't think so. We have already hit the bottom rock of 9 p.m. You do not have anything to learn, but please, as a commitment, come to next live session where we are going to complete our prompt engineering wala thing, and then we will move ahead. We will look forward what we are going to learn new. Now, technical queries. Okay, last thing was your technical query. Just fill up this. If you, let's say someone is saying, I've paid the EMI, I've paid my full payment, but why I'm getting EMI reminders? It might happen that our automation has not captured your payment. Fill up that, write your query. Please take 2 minutes of your precious time and please do that. That is how you will also have that relaxation that yeah, someone is there to solve my queries, and that is also I will be also at a relax that my students are not facing any issues. Okay. What is my course number? Hitesh, course number nahi, batch number is your WhatsApp group name. Opening the Zoom chat again. Chalo, ठीक है. Hello, can I take your leave? Yes, bye bye. Form submitted. Thanks. Chalo, perfect. Absolutely hoping to see you guys in the next live session. Chalo. Hema already covered in the intro call. If you do not know the intro call, group में जाओ, scroll करो the first link in the intro call. I've shared everything in that only. Form submitted. Thanks. Chalo, submitted. Thanks. Perfect. Uh, Ashleen, if you are not able to log in, same answer. Giving you form one more time. Please fill up the form. Sometimes technical queries happens. Saurav Roy, no, my team will ask you. They will contact you. Just chill. Just fill up the form, have your queries, and just stay relaxed. What Excel I supposed to download? What Excel, Purnima? Chalo, can you share the schedule, please? Krishnamurthy, I already do that. Already informed the next live session will be on prompt engineering. Whenever I attend the live session, I feel super motivated. Nidhi, yes, thank you for that. You're like from a long time part of the community. Chalo, what else? Fill the form, Mohan. If you have filled the form, just stay back and relax. Chalo, what else? Each nominated contribute. Uh, uh, Nidhi Arora, can you please put up the same via LinkedIn and I can do help you with that. No worries. अच्छा, by mistake, ठीक है, चले. What about Supercharge Excel? Arshita Deshmukh already sent on an email ID. If nahi mila hai, what happens na guys? I will tell you one more reason. That's the obvious thing. I will closing the Zoom chat. Obvious thing which will come in your mind, Hardik. If you're sending, then why we are not receiving? So because there is one problem here which we recently figured it out. क्या हुआ है ना that our email ID we use that email ID for bunch of reminders. You are aware of that for sessions, for live sessions to our growth here growth. So what happens now? Majority of the people block spammers, like they put up that email into spam. So our email quality has gone down drastically, and that is the reason if I send you anything, it might happen that it goes to into promotion folder or spam folder directly, because Google में हम लोग का quality down हो गया. Now the approach here is to change our email ID, which we cannot do because that email ID is given to each and every customer out there. So we cannot do that. That will drastically affect our support. So this is a new approach for masterclass people, especially when we are trying to solve via forms. Now, the second approach which we are planning to do is just to give you a heads up that we are going to come up with WhatsApp support, because in today's time, I think email support is becoming inconvenient for our students. To give you one reply at an email, WhatsApp hai fast the query will be resolved. So that is something we are working on. Once done, we will introduce that to you guys as well. Okay. Now, Jyoti, wait for it. I will help you with that. Jyoti, that's already given you in your like account. Go through that, please. In the live session, you will find that topic. Chalo. Uh, uh, Bala, for that I cannot help you. You need to go through the live session. Yeah, if you are not attending the intro call, how can I help you? The intro call is to get you started with the masterclass. Where I need to check the batch number. Repeating again, batch number is nothing but your WhatsApp group name. When is the next live session? Next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Okay. What else? Uh, I'm watching the session on desktop, hearing on my mobile. That's fine. I attended the intro call, Hardik. So what didn't you got it in that, Hema? Tell me. No audio support. Audio support is there, my calling support is there. Batch number is your WhatsApp group name. Thanks, brother. Catch up on Wednesday. Thanks, Sneha. Bye-bye. Chalo. I tried downloading the CV template. Yeah. So what's the issue? You are not able to use it. Yes, Kamini, I know. I will help you with that. Wait for it. Hema, if you in intro call, I have specifically told you that you cannot edit those. You need to download it and then edit it. Let me show you a practical example right now. Okay, I forgot to turn off the recording. Recording is stopped now.